Okay, so X, Y, and Z are in continued proportion, then which of the following is true? If X, Y, and Z, these are in continued proportion, then which of the following is true? Okay, number one, X ratio Y is equal to X ratio Z. Actually, let me tell you that in the previous class, I have explained till question number 4. If you remember, I have explained question 1, 2, 3, 4 in previous class, but today I want to start from the beginning. Okay, so let us now understand question 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Then I will continue with question number 5. Fine. So if X, Y, and Z, they are in continued proportion, then what we how do we write X, Y, and Z? We write X ratio Y is equal to Y ratio Z. If three numbers are in continued proportion, then we write X ratio Y is equal to Y ratio Z. Okay, so what can you say, that is this option right or wrong? Only option 3 is true, Prachi Yadav is saying. Yes, this is a false statement. Very good, beta Jatin. Next is saying X ratio X is equal to Z ratio Y. So beta, this is the right statement which I have written here. This is the right statement. Only this statement is right and all the other statements are wrong. So the right statement is only third. As you can see here, X ratio Y is equal to Y ratio Z. So only this statement is right and all the other statements are false. Fine. Now let us do the question second. Which of the following numbers are in continued proportion? 3, 6 and 15, 15, 45 and 48. So pehle hum, let us understand the first part. In first part, 3, 6 and 15 is given and we have to check if they are in continued proportion or not. So if they are in continued proportion, how can we write it? We can write 3 ratio 6 is equal to 6 ratio 15. Can we write like this? Now 3 upon 6 is equal to 6 upon 15. Reduce them. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6 and 3 twos are 6, 3 fives are 15. So we have got 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 5. Of course, they are not equal to each other. It means they aren't in proportion. Clear? They are not in proportion. Very good, Rukaiya. Second part, let us do 6, 12, 24. So now let us check if they are in continued proportion or not. So we will write 6 ratio 12 is equal to 12 ratio 24. So we will write 6 upon 12 is equal to 12 upon 24. Now reduce them. 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12, 12 ones are 12, 12 twos are 24. So we have got now 1 upon 2 is equal to 1 upon 2. So 1 upon 2, we have got the same fraction both of the side. It means they are in proportion. Not only in proportion, but in continued proportion. Okay, here also write continued. Okay, is it clear or not? I want each and everyone to understand this very well. Now let us do the third part of the second question. 6, 12. Actually, bacho, this was the third part. Okay, this was the third part. Now let me tell you the second part. This was the third part which I have told you. Now second part is 15, 45, 48. Okay. Now 15 ratio 45 is equal to 45 ratio 48. So what are you going to say about it? 15 upon 45 is equal to 45 upon 48. So can you say that these are in continued proportion? So 5 threes are 15, 5 nines are 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. So 1 upon 3 this side and 5 nines are not we cannot reduce it by 5, we can reduce it by 3. So 3 ones are 3, 3 fives are 15, and 3 ones are 3, 3 6 are 18. 15 upon 16. Now they are not equal to each other, so they are not in continued proportion. Is it clear? Is it clear? Only 28 students have joined the class today. Let me tell you, and I have told you so many times that the topics which are being covered here during this time in lockdown, we are not going to repeat these topics when the school gets open. So you need to understand these topics very well, and don't ever think that we are going to repeat it in the school. Okay, so this is the one and only chance for you to understand these chapters. If you are thinking we can revise it when the school gets open, I'm not going to study now, and when the school gets open then I will study, so you are doing a very bad thing and it is not good for you. You just need to put your 100% efforts at this time during the lockdown. Okay, is it clear? I hope it's clear to you. Okay, now let me tell you the fourth part of this question. Fine. Adarsh Singh, turn off your video, beta. Adarsh Singh. Fourth part is 12 comma 18 comma 27. So write 12 comma 18, 12 ratio 18 is equal to 18 ratio 27. So 12 upon 18 is equal to 18 upon 27. Can we write like this? Now reduce both side. So 3 4s are 12, 3 6 are 18, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. So 2 upon 3 this side, and 3 6 are 18, 3 9s are 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are. So 2 upon 3 this side also. Adarsh Singh. Okay, okay, fine. Actually, your video was showing here. That's why I was saying. Okay. So 2 upon 3 is equal to 2 upon 3. So what can we say? That they are in continued proportion. Clear? So now let us understand question 3. Find the mean proportion between 3 and 27. 3 and 27, and we have to find the mean proportion better. So how are we going to find the mean proportion? How are we going to find the mean proportion? Any idea? Mean proportion, I have told you, the term which is between 3 and 27. We have to insert a term between 3 and 27. So how are we going to do that? So let us assume, let the mean proportion be x. Okay, then the terms are 3x and 27, and they are in continued proportion. And if they are in continued proportion, so can we write like this: 3 ratio x is equal to x ratio 27. Children, is it clear? So we can now write them in fraction. 3 upon x is equal to x upon 27, and solve it further. Do cross multiplication. Multiply 3 with 27 and x with x. So x into x is equal to 3 into 27. So x square is, because x into x is x square. X square is equal to 81, and x is equal to root 81. So x is equal to, what is the value of root 81? 9, because 9 into 9 is 81. That is why root 81 is 9. Okay. So the value of x is 9. This is your mean proportion. Fine. And the second part of this question was 0.06 and 0.96. So again, we will do the same thing. Let the mean proportion be x. So we can write 0.06 comma x comma 0.96. And if they are in continued proportion, so can we write like this? 0.06 ratio x is equal to x ratio 0.96. Now we can write them in fraction form. Clear? Now you will do the question, solve the question, do the cross multiply and tell me the answer, beta. Solve the question and tell me the answer. So x into x is equal to 0.06 into 0.96. This is question 5 of exercise 12B. Question 1, 2, 3, 4 I have explained in the previous video. So now you need to tell that how can we write the ratio between 7 and 5. So we can write 7 ratio 5. Okay, this is the ratio between 7 and 5 is the same as the ratio between x rupees and 20.50. So what is the ratio between x and 20.50? So we can write it like this: x ratio 20.50. And the question is saying that these two ratios are same. So if they are same, so can we write the sign of equal between them? Because 7 ratio 5 is equal to x ratio 20.50. So this is now your equation. You can solve it. 7 upon 5 is equal to x upon 20.50. So now you can do the cross multiplication. 7 with 20.50 and 5 into x. So beta, if you find the value of x, if you want to find the value of x, you have to transfer this 5 here in the denominator. 7 into 2, 20.50 upon 5 is equal to x. So now solve it and tell me the answer. So remove this decimal and increase 20 in the denominator. 10 will cancel each other. So now 7 into 205, 205 upon 10 into 5. This is what you have. Now solve it. 5 ones are 5, 5 fours are 20, 5 ones are 5. Okay. So 7 ones are 7 and 7 fours are 28 upon 10. So x is equal to 28.7 because only 1 0 is there in the denominator. So we will put decimal after the 1 digit. Okay. So your answer is x is equal to 28.7. Fine. This is the value of x. So Mansi Yadav, she has given me the answer of this question. This was question 5. Now question 6. If 4x plus 3y ratio 3x plus 5y is equal to ratio 6 ratio 7. So you can simply look at this. In left hand side, you are having 4x plus 3y ratio 3x plus 5y, and in right hand side you are having 6 ratio 7. So first of all, write them in fraction form and don't forget what you have to find. You have to find in first part x ratio y. Okay, you have to find x ratio y. So now let us do the first part of this question. And how are you going to do that? First of all, these are given in a ratio form. You can write it in fractional form. So 4x plus 3y upon 3x plus 5y is equal to, Talha is saying that my voice is not clear. Is it not clear for everyone? Is my voice not clear for everyone or just for Talha? Lavi. Beta, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? I'm speaking. Can you hear me clearly? If it is not clear, Talha, go to a place in your home where you can find the best connectivity. Okay, or you can leave and join the class again. So and don't worry, beta, because I always upload the repeat video also on the YouTube, so you can watch. If any question misses, you can watch the question on YouTube also, because I am recording the class. Fine. So now what you are going to do, you are going to multiply, cross multiply. Okay, so do cross multiply now. So 4x plus 3y, you will multiply 4x plus 3y with 7. Okay, so I'm not multiplying it, I'm just writing it. So 7 into 4x plus 3y is equal to 6 will be multiplied with 3x plus 5y. Is it clear? Now what you have to do, you have to multiply 7 with both 4x and with 3y. So 7, when you will multiply 7 with 4x, you will get 7 4s are 28x plus 7 3s are 21, 21y is equal to, now multiply 6 with both of them. So 6 3s are 18x and 6 5s are 30y. Is it clear? Now what you have to do, you have to bring this x term here and y term that side. Okay, so that x term could be with x term, and y term with should be with y term. Means we have to arrange like terms with each other, near to each other. Okay, so you will write 28x as it is, and when you will transfer this 18x this side, so this 18x will become in minus, because when we transfer any term um, across equal, then we have to change the sign of the term. 18x here, as you can see, 18x here is positive. This 18x is positive. When you will bring it here, it will become negative. Okay, so 28x minus 18x is equal to 30y is in its place, and just transfer 21y there, so minus 21y. Okay, now 20 minus 18 from 28, subtract 18 from 28, you will get 10x, and 30 minus 21 9y. Okay, so now what you have to do, transfer this y here in the denominator and x here in the denominator. So you will get x upon y, because I am transferring y here, y is in multiply, it will come in divide. And also I am transferring this 10 in the right hand side, so it will also come in the divide of 9. So x upon y is equal to 9 upon 10. So x ratio y is equal to 9 ratio 10. This is the answer of the first part. Okay, so in first part we had to find x ratio y, so x ratio y is 9 ratio 10. Now in second part we have to find the value of x is y is equal to 10. So in second part we have to start the question from here only. We will write the answer of first part, x ratio y is equal to 9 ratio 10. We know this. Now if you can the value of y is 10 given in the question. Look at the question, the value of y is given, which is 10. So we have to find the value of x. So first of all, this is your answer from the first part. Now write it in the fraction form, x upon y is equal to 9 upon 10. Just don't do anything. It is very simple. You just put 10 in the place of y here. So write x upon 10 is equal to 9 upon 10. Why I have written here 10? Because the value of y is 10 in the question in the second part. The value of y is 10. That's why I have written 10 here. So 10 cancels each other. X is equal to 9. This is the answer. Okay, now third part. We have to find the value of y. If x is equal to 27, then find y. So we will start with the same answer which we have got here. X ratio y is equal to 9 ratio 10. Okay. So we will write x ratio y is equal to 9 ratio 10. So x upon y is equal to 9 upon 10. Now instead of writing x, we can write 27 on the place of x. So 27 upon y is equal to 9 upon 10. So 9 ones are 9 and 9 threes are 27. Okay. So we have got 3 upon y is equal to 1 upon 10. So do cross multiply. So y into 1 is equal to 3 into 10. So y is equal to 30. This is your answer. Clear? So all the parts are done. Question 7 says, actually this is also the same question. Because in this also in first part we have to find the ratio x ratio y and value of x if the value of y is given and value of y if the value of x is given. So let us do this question also. First of all, what we are given in this question, we are given 2y plus 5x upon 3y minus 5x is equal to 212, and there is nothing in the denominator, so we will say that 1 is there. Okay. Actually, beta, this is 2 whole 1 upon 2. This is not 212. It is written wrong here. So let me correct it. It is actually 2 whole 1 upon 2. 2 whole, it is 2 whole 1 upon 2. Look at into your book. Beta Talha, this problem is just with you. So rest everybody is listening my voice. So you can do one thing, leave the class and join the class again. Already only 3 minutes are left. Okay. So let us do in these 3 minutes, we will cover this question. So now this is 2 whole 1 upon 2. So we will write 2 whole 1 upon 2. Simply we can write it 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5 upon 2. Okay. So I have changed it into the improper fraction 5 upon 2. Now do cross multiply and do the same thing which we have done in the previous question. So we will multiply 2 with 2y plus 5x and we'll multiply 5 with 3y minus 5x. Clear? Now multiply 2 with both 5y and 5x, 2y and 5x. So 2 2s are 4y and 2 5s are 10x. Okay, and 5 3s are 15y and minus 5 5s are 25x. Is it clear? Now what I am going to do, I'm going to transfer like terms near to each other. So this 10x I'm going to write as it is, and I'm going to transfer this minus 25x this side, means left hand side. So this is negative. When I will transfer it to the left hand side, it will become positive. So 25x is equal to 15y. I will write as it is, and I will transfer this 4y that side. So this 4y is positive, it will become negative when I will transfer it to the right hand side. Okay. Now the question becomes simpler. Now 25 plus 10 is 35 x, and 15 minus 4 is 11 y. So x, and we will take this y in the denominator. X upon y is equal to 11 upon 35. Okay, I have transferred this y this side, I mean in left hand side, and transfer this 35 to the right hand side. So both of them will come in the divide. So x ratio y is equal to 11 ratio 35. First of all, this is the answer of the first part. Now the second part says x if y is equal to 70. Find the value of x if y is given 70. So better write this very first. Write the answer of the first part. X ratio y is equal to 11 ratio 35. 11 ratio 35. So x upon y is equal to 11 upon 35. Okay, now